Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel for my review on the second film in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, and the worst in the franchise. So this is Kier's Reviews, and this is my review of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Thank you.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones is without a doubt the worst Star Wars film ever made, containing the worst character arcs I've ever seen, annoying dialogue, and an excessively flat plotline. The jump in time from the events of The Phantom Menace to Attack of the Clones is a significant time jump for the characters of the first film to grow. As some changes are more noticeable than others, the cast performances are as bad as the first film, making Attack of the Clones one of the most annoying films of all time. The biggest problem with Attack of the Clones is the rough character arcs the main characters undergo, specifically Padme and Anakin. Unfortunately, the script for this film doesn't help any of the cast, but it especially doesn't help Natalie Portman with her character. In the first film, Padme was a compassionate leader that was calm and, in a way, loving. But with this entry into the franchise, Padme is very dismissive of everybody and cold towards anybody that could possibly love her. However, after an hour of this, she adopts an overly flirtatious persona, which is an entirely unexplained change. Unfortunately, this becomes a really huge hit to the film, as it ends up becoming an unidentifiable Star Wars film.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Along with Padme, Hayden Christensen's role as Anakin Skywalker is another performance that cracks heavily under the weak script. Taking over the role from Jake Lloyd in The Phantom Menace, the introduction of Christensen as Anakin is unbelievably awful. The character of Anakin in Attack of the Clones is almost unrecognisable to be the same character as Darth Vader in the future. The repetition of the same word master by Anakin becomes even more annoying than the progression of Padme's arc. This film is filled with even more bland cast and performances and doesn't really set up an interesting future for the end of the trilogy with Revenge of the Sith. However, the one cast member that has improved since the last film is Ewan McGregor, as he actually puts some emotion into his role, which is why amongst a sea of bad performances, he is the standout of Attack of the Clones.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
An uninteresting point in The Phantom Menace is the flat storyline full of negotiation, but the course Attack of the Clones takes in the Star Wars franchise is one of a love story. A love story is simply a side plot in the original trilogy with Leia and Han, but with this second film that's all it is, the seemingly forbidden love that could destroy both of them. It becomes so utterly ridiculous that this film almost becomes unwatchable. The only redeeming factor with this one is the final act, which is the same with The Phantom Menace. As The Phantom Menace had Darth Maul as a sight for sore eyes at the end of that film, the only enjoyable sequence in this film is the final act. However, the same problem with the first film was an overbearing villain being completely dismissed until the end. Now moves from Darth Maul to Count Dooku. It's an unfortunate bad move for this Star Wars franchise, with two villains with potential being wasted entirely.
Brave of you, boy. But I would have thought you had learned your lesson.
I am a slow learner.
Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones is definitely not an improvement upon Episode 1 because of its awful character arcs, its ridiculously bad dialogue, as well as being a complete dismissal of anything Star Wars was originally known for. Having this story been all about love was a really stupid move for George Lucas to have made. The two worst films in the franchise lie with Episode 1 and 2, so I'm glad that I'm about to move into the good films in the series that are worth watching, so I'm giving this movie a 2 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Have you seen Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones? Let me know below. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to see even more, check out my channel and be sure to have a look at my previous reviews of Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace and The Irishman. As always, be sure to follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Big Keys Reviews, signing off for now.